Hey everyone, World Film Geek here, and I interviewed Reine Swart, the South African actress and filmmaker known for films such as D-Pro and her feature film directorial debut Heks. Her latest film, Triggered, is coming out on November 6th from Samuel Goldwyn Films. Hope you all enjoy the interview. So I got to watch Triggered, and I was blown away. This has to be one of my favorite films that have come out this year. It's because I
Oh,
love
that's so cool.
because I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
I love the whole thing that was influenced. It looks like it was influenced by Battle Royale, and I love those type of movies. And I just love this whole movie from beginning to end.
Oh, that's so cool. Pun intended was blown away. I really like that. That was so cool.
So my first question is, what got you into the role of Ryan?
Yeah, definitely. I auditioned. It was a little bit different the route of getting the role, but I auditioned for Erin and Ryan, and so first I just sent the self tape in, but then Alistair asked that we meet at the studio where they have in South Africa. So luckily it was in South Africa because I live in America now. So but I was visiting family, so I went in and met them, and I thought I was going to audition again, but they kind of just wanted to see if I'm a good person. That was what he said. He doesn't want to work with people that are rude or, anything like that. So very fun people to work with, and I was lucky enough to get the role of Ryan.
That's great. What was it like working with director Alistair Orr?
Yeah, Alistair is, I've been saying this quite a bit, a mad genius, I would say. I think the ideas he had with his writer, because he obviously, a lot of the ideas in the script is from him as well, and it's just bizarre. It's very different, and it's very suspenseful, and working with him, he's got a great sense of humor, and he just, even if you're so serious, you're about to die, he would make a joke, or he would be a little sarcastic just to lighten the mood, but he can also be very serious and make sure that you are in the right headspace for your character. Very fun and intelligent director to work with, and I'm excited to see what he's up to next, because I know he's busy with other projects now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually going to be talking to him on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that to see what's
Cool.
next for him.
That's cool. Okay.
So, what would you say was your favorite thing about the shoot? And I'm not just the deaths, but it seemed like you and the rest of the cast, you had this natural chemistry. It worked out really well, especially when you worked with Cameron, who plays your boyfriend PJ in the film. I mean, it's just like, it just felt so natural. It wasn't forced. You guys went in head on, and that's what made the film really awesome, because you had that emotional content when, everything starts to go down.
Yeah, that's definitely on point. We didn't know each other, any of us. We knew of, you know of each other because it's a small industry in South Africa, but we actually just met each other there and then, and we did a little, like, the group, all of us went for drinks, and then we did some laser tag. So it was all Cameron's idea, actually, just so the cast would bond, because we were supposed to play friends, and it came very naturally. All of us just became friends. All of us just liked each other, because it kind of sounds like a like a Stepford Wives kind of thing, but yeah, we all just kind of liked each other, and which is pretty cool, and we're still friends to this day, and so definitely the chemistry was all natural, because we were all just great friends. Cameron's actually a lot younger than I am, so it was kind of like he was like my little brother, but it was different because he was playing my boyfriend. But I cared about him, and I made sure when he was tired or he got hurt or when he was cold, I would make sure he's okay, because it's such a Ryan thing to do. So making sure everyone's fine, and she's a little irritating in that way, just making sure everything's correct and awesome.
That's great. And one thing I really liked was, even though you guys were close-knit, there was that one moment where we see two of the characters descend into complete chaos, and they totally reminded me of the two crazy killers from Battle Royale because they had that personality, and I felt like, at that point, it's like, well, you're not so close knit no more. Thankfully hopefully you're like that. You're not like that Offset where it's like, okay, you're crazy, get away from me. But it just seemed like you had a lot of fun doing this movie.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and I mean, the two characters you were talking about, they were just brilliant, and they had these very cool, snarky comments and stuff, and we still have this group chat where people just make fun of each other and everything. So I think, the two characters you were talking about did such a great job, and they had a lot of fun lines to say as well, bringing a little humor in, and yeah, it was definitely one of the funnest films or projects I got to work on.
That's awesome. And I gotta say, I love South African films. I mean, I've been watching them since the 90s, and I even started watching some of the older ones that were no longer available. They weren't available back then to certain audiences, and now they're slowly coming back, and I'm starting to watch those because I think South Africa has a really rich film industry, and I'm glad it's starting to get more noticed nowadays.
Well, that's really cool. I agree. We had a really, really great industry. I don't know if it was the 70s or 80s, it was before I was born even, a really strong industry, and it kind of took a dip for about 8 years or something, and then it just picked up so strong because you were absolutely right. We South Africans, we get to work on a lot of UK and US and Australian companies come to shoot in South Africa because it's so cheap to shoot there, and it's beautiful, and the crew are very very experienced. So I'm very, very glad to hear that. That's so cool.
That's awesome. So finally, what is coming up next for you? I remember we got to meet through Twitter last year, and you had that little film called Heks. Is that still? Did that come out?
Yes.
Did that come out, or is it in the works still?
It's called The Heks in America, so it's been picked up by Clear Touch Entertainment for a release in December. So we're thrilled about that. Yeah, that was my first feature behind the scenes completely, and so coming out in Africa now, and it's just a good time, like you're saying, for South African films, and we're just honoured to make films and have people watch it.
That's great. And is there any more? Do you have any more projects in the works that are coming up, or you're just seeing what happens?
I'm going a little bit more behind the scenes. I'm writing a project with another writer that's really talented writer, and just learning so much writing with someone else, collaborating ideas, and not just bombarding the script with your ideas. No, let's do it my way. So learning to work together, and it's really fun and different. And it's also the horror world, because I've just been mainly working in horror projects the last couple of years. So definitely the funnest type of film one can make. It's surely it's sometimes scary on screen, but it's behind the scenes. It's just fun and games.
That's awesome. So the last thing I do want to ask is, on a personal note, do you have any other favorite horror films that you grew up watching that influenced you to get into the horror genre?
Yeah, for me it is, I really like the Others with Nicole. It really surprised me at the end, and I can always watch it again. I'm like, oh, what that surprise. I love that. One that's obviously very obvious, and I think a lot of people like it, is The Shining. I just find it absolutely bizarre and beautiful. And then I'm a zombie fan, so anything zombie-wise, I always watch the zombie stuff, so that's really fun. Zombieland or Walking Dead, all of it.
Awesome. So Triggered's coming out on November 6th, and those who loved the movie Battle Royale, they're going to love this film. It's a nice little cross between Battle Royale and a camp horror film. And this just shows that South Africa's film industry is continuing to rise. And Reine, thank you so much again for taking the time to talk about it. And I am looking forward to seeing Heks when it comes out. That's for sure.
No, I'm so so looking forward to the release of Triggered. I think Alistair did a great job, and thank you so much for this, Albert. This was really, really fun. And thank you for the great questions and your time.
All right. Well, you take care, and I hope you stay safe.